You know how I'm always talking about that game that will make you really want to play? You'll play it for hours and hours and hours, and it'll be the VR must-have kind of game.
Yeah, you literally never shut up about that game.
It's because that game doesn't exist, and this isn't it, but it's so close to it. It is CyberThreat VR. It's so much fun. Hey guys, this is Moriarty.
And I'm Crypto Spook.
And CyberThreat is a wave-based shooter, kind of, but
You're the wave?
you're the wave. And you've got various waves that do show up. You have enemies throughout it. You have different levels where you have to go and do stuff, and there's various incarnations of the bad guys that will show up, whether they be flying or they'll be rocket guys or whatever, and your goal is to just kind of go out there and kill everybody.
And we have actually reviewed this game in the past.
We have reviewed this in the past. We reviewed it way back when it was at pre-alpha levels. It was in a demo. It wasn't a particularly exciting game at that point, but it looked like it had a lot of potential because it was very quick. There was a lot of movements that you could do, and the game itself wasn't all that bad. It's one of the first games that they ever showed for the Vive, and so when we started out our channel, this was one of the first games we ever looked at. It's gotten better since then, and I would like to say that the reason it's gotten better is because of the jetpack.
Oh yeah. Yeah, the jetpack is absolutely awesome.
The jetpack is
It's fun.
so much fun. Oh my goodness. I streamed this game because they'd recently introduced a brand new Twitch overlay thing, which, by the way, if you're a developer, this is something that you need to add to your game because, wow, is it cool, it's fresh, it's nice, it looks great. They did a really, really, really good job with the Twitch integration, and I think every game in VR should have it because, God knows, I don't like installing a plugin in order to see my Twitch feed.
And then manually configuring and building it to your specifications.
Yeah, that, I'm not a fan of everything that's out there right now to use Twitch in VR. This company, they got it. It works. It's really cool. It's a totally stream-friendly VR game, which doesn't exist except for this. On top of that, oh my god, is it fun! It's so much fun. I absolutely loved flying around. I felt like an Apache helicopter.
I will say that when I did it, I felt much too fast to be a helicopter. It was kind of more like a, I don't know, I guess a vertical capable attack jet? Because the amount of speed in this game is awesome. That was probably
It's so cool.
my favorite part of the game, is that they do not in any way, shape, or form limit your teleportation, your movement, anything. They're just like, you know what? You do you. If you can handle it at absolute top speed, zipping, ducking, dodging, bobbing, and weaving wrenches, then go ahead and do it. You're going to have a good time dodgeball.
Yeah, and you know what? The thing is that they did it in such a way that I didn't even feel any sort of motion sickness whatsoever. And I typically do. I'm not terribly comfortable in the D-pad type of movement thing, but the way that they got the jetpack and the speed of it, and I don't know, it just felt...
It was Superman movement. That's why you liked it.
What was that?
It's Superman movement. That's why you liked it.
I don't know. It just felt really good. I felt like I had a little joystick and I was moving it back and forth, pulling up and down behind me, moving it around, and going super fast with absolutely zero physical nausea.
That is impressive for Moriarty.
It was fantastic. It was absolutely fantastic. Which means that not only is this a game that has really cool flight, awesome action, great music, superior controls, but it also is nausea absent. So, like, it's pretty close to that must-have VR game.
That is a glowing endorsement from Moriarty, who finds a way to pan just about anything, especially free games.
Well, this game's not free.
I'm not saying it's free. I just mean that even, something free, you would find a way to complain about it.
And you know what? If it's free, then I feel like we should judge it on that price. But the fact is that this game does everything really well. It's a $20 game, and I think you get more than $20 out of it. I think it's a fun game. It's a game that if you have a Vive, you should play this game.
It does look really, really cool. I mean, and it feels really cool. It plays really well. I only had one issue, and that was the ability to, and again, this is probably due to the multiple locomotion methods built into the game. You can use climby method movement, you can use arm swinging locomotion, you can use teleport, you can use D-pad, you've got a jetpack, you've got like so many different modes of locomotion that you can't help but be able to get yourself stuck in stuff, because that's part of the climbing, I believe. That's part of the climbing locomotion, right? I was constantly getting stuck on stuff.
I don't know about getting stuck on things. So let me break down the various kinds of locomotion in the game. So you've got teleport, you've got your D-pad, you have an arm running, which is like Climbey's beta thing up in front of you kind of motion. You have a jumping motion where you can swing your arms down and jump forward, sort of like they had in To the Top. You've got the climbing, which allows you to climb up walls and jump and be Spider-Man. And you've also got the flight. And then there's another motion in there too that I can't even really remember because I used it once and went, I don't like this at all, where it will face you in various directions by clicking on the D-pad. So you can click right and it will immediately turn you 90 degrees right.
Oh yeah, I think I turned that on at one point and I was just like, I don't know what's going on.
You didn't like that one at all, but there are various locomotions there, so you can find some way of playing this game that you will enjoy. I think, personally, that not only is the jetpack the most fun, but it's also the most broken, because there is no threat once you can just fly away from it.
Yeah, that's very true. Although I will say that the speed of the flying objects in the game is absolutely very close to yours, and it is there. I mean, it's not necessarily overpowered because they'll have homing missiles and stuff like that once you get into further levels of the game. It's just a good time, but the stuff that's up there flying around with you is just as fast, and being able to fly super fast means they'll fly just as fast as you are trying to come after you.
Mm-hmm. And you know what? Those rocket dudes can just go straight to hell.
Yeah, they weren't fun. I'll agree with
They're
that.
not fun. No matter how many times it's like, I'm being surrounded by rockets. Stop shooting at me. And I would occasionally just take a break, go to a different section of the map, and just kind of clear out that for a while before going back and handling the big battles. And I really, really enjoyed that. They started introducing new, harder enemies throughout, and I don't know about introducing somebody that you have to sit there and blast 30 times. They become kind of bullet spongy, but the game itself is still a lot of fun, even to that point. I actually ended up playing it for several hours, and I enjoyed every single minute that I played it.
Several hours? Goodness. That's quite a workout.
It's a lot of fun. Oh, it's just so much fun. My arms are still hurting days later. And it's just really, really good. On top of that, the dev is super, super responsive. He even stopped in on the Twitch stream and was just kind of looking at it and checking it out. And I think that's really cool when you can see the developer taking an active interest in the game and how people are reviewing it and how people are enjoying it. Because typically what happens when you have a new game and you pick it up and you say, hey, this thing's broken, they go, yeah, well, we'll update it sometime.
Yep.
So the fact that this guy's very responsive is a good thing, and I think that means we'll see a lot more coming out of this.
Studio? Developer?
It's called Enigmatic, and it's just one dude as far as I know.
I will say that the amount of growth I've seen in just between now and what we played before, the amount of growth is just ridiculous. Like, it's definitely recognizable as the same game, but the amount of progress he's made is just outstanding.
Not only that, he's going to be growing it even further. He's going to be currently it's 14 city blocks. He's going to be taking it to 27 city blocks, so it's going to be double the size. He's going to add a highway, he's going to add trains, he's going to add underground areas with subways and sewers and more indoor spots, so right now you've got a couple of apartments, but there's going to be shops and offices, so you'll be flying through buildings, and inventory system, which will allow you to upgrade weapons, buy new things, and new campaign modes, new challenge missions, new enemies, new allies, new weapons, grenades, bots, bombs, multiplayer, social, more. The game, super, super cool.
Multiplayer sounds pretty interesting.
Game super cool. It's got a lot of cool stuff coming out in the future. I think this is probably going to be the first time that we're going to have a absolute must-have VR game that you can play with your friends, that's fun, that feels good, that has a lot of the stuff that we're looking for in a VR game in it already. I am super, 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 super pro this game. I think it's great. I think you should pick it up. It's $20. It's worth it. You paid $45 for Hover Junker. Well, that's not even nearly as cool. This is cool.
I'm a big fan, and I really enjoyed it the first time I play it, and now that it's been fixed, I can tell you that 100% it is a completely different game.
So there you go, guys. That's CyberThreat VR. We think it's super, super cool. You should absolutely pick it up just for the flight alone. If you like it, like it. If you don't like it, don't like it. Let us know if you've played this. Let us know if you've played anything better than this, because you're a liar, and we want to ban you from our website. We've also moved all of our giveaways over to Hello Juniper. You can find the link down below. It's very, very easy. All you have to do is just go there and you can win a game just for being a fan of this channel. As always,
We'll see you on the next one.